What's up, Hellraisers? Welcome back to yet again another movie review, and we made it to New Nightmares from 1994. Man, this has been a fucking journey, and we're not quite done yet. We got one more movie to go, and that's from 2010, and after that, I'm gonna give you a ranking. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed this entire review series. But like I said, October is far from over, so let's begin. Finally made it to New Nightmare, and this movie is a fucking weird one. I don't really know where I land with this movie until I give you my pros and my cons. But before I dive into all the good, the bad, and the ugly, let me tell you what this movie is about. This movie tells a story about Nancy playing herself in real life, Wes Craven playing himself in real life, Robert Englund playing himself in real life. But this time around, Freddy is much more darker, more sinister than he's ever been before. This is the original idea Wes wanted for Freddy himself back in the 80s, but he couldn't quite go there. But in this movie, he looked to pull this whole premise, a movie within a movie, which I don't like. So that was your plot. So let's just dive in with my first pro. I will honestly have to say my first pro with this movie is Heather Langenkamp. If you don't know who Heather Langenkamp is, she played Nancy Thompson in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I do like Heather Langenkamp. I've always liked the Heather Langenkamp, but for me, her performance is so good in this movie. It felt believable, because I think it's because she was playing herself. So that's kind of really why I like the movie so much, because she played herself. No pun intended. And then another pro for me would have to be Robert Englund himself. A huge fan of him as well. However, there's a bit of some cons I got with Freddy. So I'm gonna put Freddy into my con. But like I said, Robert Englund's performance is pretty good. Put West in my con, Robert Shea in my cons as well. But like I said, them two, solid performance. Another pro for me would have to be the Dark Freddy. I've always, if you start my review on part 2, Freddy's Revenge, you know I'm a huge fan of the Dark Freddy. I like the Ha Freddy, but that's only in part 3. But the Dark Freddy in New Nightmares is fucking awesome and so creepy. There wasn't no fucking one-liner that was meant to be funny. This Freddy was serious. According to Wes Craven himself, New Line told him that they think there's some more money to be made with Freddy, and he came up with this whole movie within a movie thing, which I don't like. More on that in my comments. Another pro for me would have to be the whole dream sequencing with like when Nancy went underneath her bed and it was like a fucking tunnel. I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid, I had a very wild imagination. And I've always imagined going underneath my cover and there's like a tunnel that goes all the way there. I've always liked that for some reason. I don't know. It's just something about that scene that just kind of brings me back to when I was a kid when I first started the movie. Another pro I would have to go with is I love the music. You know, like the score. It is so intense. It fits well with the scene. It goes well with almost every entire scene. I think that whoever did the score for this movie did a fantastic job, because there are so many moments where you can almost feel the presence and the goosebumps of the music. It is so intense. Another pro for me would have to be Gage, who played Gage from Pet Cemetery, where he played Dylan in this movie. The real boy performance, I love his performance. And you know, he's always been one of those kids where when I watch some of his movies, I'm like, dude, you've been in some good ass movies. Why didn't his career take off from here? I mean, if it did, I haven't seen half of the movies, I guess, but his performance is pretty good. I love his performance in this movie. Another pro for me would have to be, I like when Dylan had the little fake little butter knives on his finger, and then he was trying to be Freddy and stuff. I don't know about y'all, but I've always done that. I took like some tape and got like some butter knives, and then tape on my finger and walk around the house like I'm Freddy or some shit. This movie nailed that for me. And every time I see that scene, it put a smile on my face, because I remember doing that when I was a kid. Another pro for me would have to be Heather Langenkamp and John Saxon performance as friends in this movie. But you can kind of tell that they still have the father-daughter dynamic that they had back in 1984 in the first Nightmare on Elm Street, but they're not really father and daughter in real life. But you can tell that the further the movie go, they kind of recreated the father and daughter dynamic they had in the first film. Because right at the end of the movie, he said he loved her, and then all of a sudden she stayed back, and it's almost like she's staying there for the first time. Their chemistry works so well; it makes the movie feel believable. Another pro I would have to go with is the look of Freddy's face. I love this look that this Freddy has. I kind of wish we would have kept that Freddy. I wish there was more Freddy movies with this type of look that Freddy has. It looked more realistic. Not to mention like Freddy's entire look, like his entire wardrobe. He had like this long coat on, and he had like this little weird shaped looking hat. It's the same hat he had before, and his shirt was different too. I love this entire Freddy. Going on into the cons, as much as I love this movie, there is some cons. There is some things that bug me. And I'm just gonna knock out these two right now. Craven, may he rest in peace, and Robert Shea, they can't act for shit. In this movie, they are horrible actors, especially Robert Shea. You can tell that he has no acting ability whatsoever. Rex didn't make it any better, but Robert Shea, oh my god, this guy is so bad in this movie, it's not even good at all. His acting is terrible. That out of the way, the biggest con that I have with this movie, and I'm talking about the biggest con, will have to be the whole movie within the movie premise. I've never, ever liked a movie within a movie premise. Because the reason for that is because a movie is supposed to allow us to suspend our disbelief. And why would you put Freddy in a movie like this? You basically telling people that Freddy is not real when Freddy is supposed to be real. We are the audience, is supposed to be convinced that Freddy is real. And so you put him in this movie within the movie premise, you just kind of lost me because not only is it confusing, but it doesn't feel real to me. And another con for me would have to be, if this is supposed to be a movie about Freddy, where's the kills? Because there's really only like 2 kills in this whole movie. And they were basically copy and paste kills from the film in 1984. The most famous scene of them all is Tina's death, when she got lifted out of the bed and rolling all across the room, and Freddy was slicing her all up. They recreated that exact same scene in New Nightmare. Why? Like I said, this is a slasher film. I understand that he wanted to do something wildly different. I get that. But if this is the slasher film, where is the slashing? You gotta have some elements in there. There's only 2 kills in an entire movie. That's kind of bad, if you ask me. And another con for me would have to be at the end, major spoiler. So Nancy decided that it's enough is enough, and it's time to put Freddy to rest once and for all. This time, forever, she hoped. And so the whole climax is that she takes Freddy, put him into this liberty stellar thing where there's like fire or something, and they lit him on fire, and Freddy turns into a demon. And in the worst CGI you could possibly see in any horror film. Like I said, I don't want to be too hardcore on it, but like I said, that CGI aged like fucking milk. It's really bad. And like I said, understand, this is 1994 technology. I get that. But it just don't age very well. My overall thoughts is that this movie is good, for what it is. My grade for this movie would have to be a C-. I like this movie. I enjoy watching it. It's a bloody good ass time. Unlike, I wish I could say that about the films I just recently reviewed, but whatever. But like I said, this movie is a good ass time. But make sure y'all stay tuned for that ranking too, because that ranking is gonna be fucking wild. And I hope y'all ready for a roller coaster ride, because I don't know. Even with my ranking, I'm not very comfortable with where I'm placing my ranking at for these movies. But like I said, make sure y'all stay tuned, because that ranking is about to get real spicy. But like I said, my overall thoughts is that the movie's good. I have a good time watching it every chance that I get. So that's pretty much gonna wrap up today's Pacific video. If you want to get in touch with me, remember, all my social media link will be in the description down below. And I hope to catch you Hellraisers in the next video. With all that in mind, make sure you drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so that when I drop another lit video for the channel, y'all will be the first ones to get it. So, don't forget, as I always say, stay creepy, stay spooky, and I'll catch you Hellraisers in the next video. Peace.